I mean, this is just remarkable. This is the continuation of that chart from previous night when I didn't take the trade due to brokerage problems. But anyways, we get this little impulse here, and we're looking at it, and we see that in the blue box, that is the blow up of this in higher resolution, RSTU in structure, meaning RS is made up with RSTU, and the R point is the same point in chronological time. And so this little impulse here breaks down into RS, into RSTU, and V. So I'm expecting to see something like this on the V point, but we'll talk about that in a second. But we got RSTU matching up with the fractals, and then we proceed to make this V point. But whereas I thought we were going to take this blue path and have V down here, but V actually turned up here, as we can see from here. RSTU V without a V coming down to here, as per this blue here. So that is fine. We drew a trend line with the UV, UV, follow the pencil, and that is fine, you know. Here's our U, here's your V, and we were expecting the V to look like this, except the V looked like this. But look at the way these are nested, okay? So here in this red circle is this red circle blown up into G, H, I with a G prime here. That is where I shaped it like this. So G comes down to here and turns up, but on the 8th minute, G comes up to here to G. It actually dips down into that little mark right there. You can see it where the tip of the pencil is, where the tip of the pencil is right now, here and here. It dips into G little prime. I'm denoting it as a little tiny prime, and it goes to H, and the shape actually says it's H and I up here. So it's remarkable how it's following. And so we get the little pop to G, and that G is actually this little impulse. So it's just continuously it's impulse, fractal. See this impulse right there? We break it down over here. We look at the 1 minute, and we get the GHI, and we get the GHI in terms of fractal structure correlation. And then here's the physical correlation of this being the lower resolution picture of this. This is higher resolution with more pixels, more candles. We get G prime, H, I. We get G prime, which is kind of just absorbed in there, and we don't really get it. We get the movement discrepancy. We get decoupling there for a moment, transiently, and then we do make the H shape, and we make the I shape, and the correlation is just quite impressive. We get nested within nested within nested. You know, this little blue resolution, high resolution with RST and RST matching, and then V making an earlier turn right here with a RSTU V. See the U and the V, the U and the V. I was expecting it to come down to this blue, except that we turned up sooner with some, momentary decoupling and momentary elastic non-synchronicity, but only transiently. And then we get this little pop, which I'm calling G on the 8 minute. So this is actually G within the U and the V. So G prime, H, I, G, G prime, H, and I. It's just remarkable how these patterns are everywhere. Once you have been primed to see them and you get the abundance, the frequency realization. They call it the frequency illusion. It's actually a frequency realization that they're there. They're just everywhere a lot of the times. And it's called the Baader Meinhof effect, where once you learn to see something, you begin to recognize the pattern. And that's what's happening here.